Media personality Dr. Ofweneke has received backlash online after this video made rounds on the same online platforms.
I can cancel last minute because of literally a stupid kwambia. So last minute. So those are waiting for Stoopid Boy. He canceled last minute because he wanted to be paid. So Stoopid Boy, just wait. We'll pay you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen. Hapa ndo unaanza kutafuta ngoma ya 3 ya 4 unatafuta kina Ofweneke wa kusaidia promote ngoma. Na tunakumbuka, we shall remember, we shall revisit this one. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to invite.
So after listening to the video, maybe some of us have already understood why he received a lot of backlash. One, we can spot a tone of arrogancy and rudeness towards whomever he is addressing. We can also spot some anger there. He definitely wasn't happy with what he was talking about, or rather he was angry, or this person seems to have angered him. So let's first deal with who was he addressing. He was addressing an artist in Kenya who goes by the name Stoopid Boy. Now, to those of you who may not be familiar with this artist or his works, here is something that will make you know exactly who he is.
Eti tulienda wapi si tuko jibagajat, tulienda wapi si tuko jibagajat, ai jibagajat, jibag na jag, jibagajat, jibag na jag, jibagajat, jibag na jag, tuliza tuko wapi si tuko jibagajat.
He is the mind behind that song that has taken Kenyans by a storm. So he was to go for that interview, to be interviewed by Dr. Ofweneke on TV47. However, he didn't show up because he wanted to be paid. And Dr. Ofweneke finds this very, very wrong. However, is this really wrong? Was a Stoopid Boy wrong to demand for a payment? For the longest time, we have seen artists and people in the creative industry being told that we will pay you by giving you a platform. We will pay you by giving you exposure. And at this point, people in the creative industry have just realized that exposure and platform just doesn't cut it. You mean I have to work on my art, perfect it, and then when I come to perform for your audience, you want to pay me with that platform, but you haven't thought of how I need energy to come up with that. I probably need food. I probably need transport to come to that place where I need to perform. And I have been working on this. I have mastered this art, and you need to compensate me equally. But all you're telling me is you're gonna give me exposure and platform. So creatives have gotten to a point where they're feeling this is just not enough, and it has to be a fair exchange. If I'm gonna put in my work, if I'm gonna put in my talent, if I'm gonna put in my efforts and invest in it in my own way, then you also have to compensate me. And also something else about this, Dr. Ofweneke wanataka tu kusema they couldn't have been able to even send this person some money for fare and food. You can say that, okay, we don't really have much to pay you, but we can cater for your transport and cater for your lunch. That's okay. At least you're appreciating my work and my efforts. However, here Dr. Ofweneke just says that the interview was planned, and just because the guy has said he wanted to be paid and he won't come, it seems they weren't willing to give him anything at all. So here are some of the comments from netizens. Why can't he just say that the guest was unable to make it due to logistic problems? Because the way he is so invested in explaining simply means that he is out to tarnish his guest's brand. Again, this is very true, because Dr. Ofweneke didn't really necessarily have to give us all this information. And plus, as a media, I don't really understand how you give this information to your fans. It's like you're not accounting for your responsibility as well. You can't just come and tell people that so because he refused to come, that's just how it is. For those of you who are expecting to see him, he has refused to come. You could have gone a step further and maybe do something else or come up with something else for the show, and you don't really have to drag this person's brand. Remember, these were matters behind the curtains, and fans really weren't aware of this, so there wasn't really need of making all this drama. I think we've gotten to a point where, as a country, everybody is clout chasing, including the media houses, because it was TV47 itself that posted this video on the social media platforms. And that got me wondering, if I was owning TV47, I wouldn't have let this happen. Am I the only one who's thinking maybe in the wrong way, or am I too strict? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Another comment said, "This is embarrassing. Why wouldn't you have a backup topic to cover the non-appearance?" Another person went ahead and said, "Treat our artists the way huwa mna treat kina Davido and others, peeni wasanii pesa wakuje interviews. Lipia mtu fare ya Uber to and from, haujui chenye anapitia." So these are some of the views that netizens had on social media. And I know I've ranted a lot, and I apologize for that, but just allow me to also point out these facts. It seemed that Dr. Ofweneke had forgotten for a minute that this is an artist who has already established himself with his work. Like, we knew this artist before Dr. Ofweneke. That last statement that Dr. Ofweneke makes, and he says that this artist will actually need him to promote his songs. Dr. Ofweneke is forgetting that his song actually became a hit in the 254 without Dr. Ofweneke promoting it in the first place. I have been your girl, Rail Wangare. Always keep it here on BNN, where we talk about trending stories, give you exclusive tea, and also give you all the updates on one page, one platform, and that is BNN Basic. The link is right in the description below.